Hi, everybody. I'm Barb.
I'm Randine.
Hi, I'm Keitha.
And this is our
Sclero-What?
Adventures.
Hello, everybody. We are so glad to have you with us today to celebrate Scleroderma Awareness Month. Randine and I are so privileged and humbled to bring scleroderma patients directly to you every single day this month. We want to educate you about scleroderma and make sure that you are aware of what scleroderma looks like. Obviously, we all look very different. We all have our own personal stories, and the best way for you to learn about it is to see them up and personal yourself. So we are so excited to have Keitha here with us today. Thank you so much for joining us.
I'm excited.
So let's just get started. So tell us, Keitha, what form of scleroderma do you have?
I have diffuse.
Mm-hmm.
I think I do have overlaps of, limited or crest. I really don't know all the words that go along with scleroderma. I don't have a doctor who's very versed in it, so I've been told I have diffuse.
Okay. Yep. And that's a very valid point, Keitha. That it's you just don't know always, and you don't always know the questions to ask, and that is okay. And that's what people like us are here for, and a lot of other scleroderma communities, to help you figure all that out. So tell us, when were you diagnosed?
I was diagnosed in 2006.
Okay. And what is one blessing that scleroderma has brought into your life?
I think just taking every day as it comes and being thankful for every day, because when I was diagnosed, I was told I had 3 years to live, and I had a small child, my last child, because I have 4 children, and I went home and just fell apart. And I think just being grateful for every day that's what it taught me.
Yeah. And it definitely changes your perspective, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Absolutely. Yes. Well, what is one thing that you would tell your pre-diagnosis self?
Oh, gosh. Well, I think I had already told myself all those things, and it still happened. I mean, if you're talking about it in that way, I was very particular about everything I did in my life. I'm type A, and I'm just hit everything head on, and I'm a perfectionist. And so maybe I would tell myself, just like I've learned from this disease, to just take things one day at a time, and to just relax, because that was something I never did. So that's probably what I would say. Just
Yeah. One of Randine's favorite sayings is "Calm down, Barb. Calm down."
I need that. I was in a jewelry store not too long ago, and I walked in. The lady said, "How many cups of coffee have you had today?" And I said, "I don't drink coffee." Said, calm down.
Calm down.
Yeah, so I need that.
Well, tell us, what does Scleroderma Awareness Month mean to you?
Oh, I think everybody that has it needs to get out there and tell everyone about it, because I think if there were more awareness, maybe there would be more chances at learning, or hopefully someday having a cure for it. And so I think that's what scleroderma awareness is, because very few people know what scleroderma is, and they've never even heard the word. So for me, it's just getting the word out there and learning as much as you can. And that's kind of been my goal from the very beginning of being diagnosed. And so for a whole month, to target scleroderma is amazing to me.
Absolutely. Well, what is one thing that you would love everyone to know about scleroderma?
I mean, like I said, I don't know too many people that have scleroderma, but for me, it is, I think every month that I've had it, I've changed. Something new has come about. I've just had recently, different diagnoses, and I go online and I try to find out who else that has scleroderma has these things. So I think for me, just the support groups online are where I have gone to find out, now, do they have this? Do they have this? And many times I carry that back to my doctor and say, this is what I've learned online. And she has no idea about it. So I think that is probably the most important part for me, because when I have something new that they've never heard of, or that they don't think it correlates with scleroderma, I can go online and ask a question. And a lot of people that have scleroderma will say, yeah, I have this, this is what I did, this is what I took. And that has been the biggest help for me overall. That's really been my touch point on everything that I've had.
Absolutely. And having resources available to
Oh,
you,
gosh.
like
Yes.
huge
Yes.
blessing. Absolutely. Well, awesome. Well, Randine, it's time for your questions now. What do you got for us?
I got some random Randine questions. So we haven't really talked much about food. Do you like food? Do you like to cook? Do you like to bake?
I like to bake more than I like to cook. And I've gotten where in the last, probably over this pandemic, I've cooked less, if you can believe that, because my husband's been home. And the only thing we could do, because the things that we did mostly were go to the beach in the summer, go to the movie, and then eat out. Those were, our big fun things. So since we really couldn't go in restaurants, he would do a lot of carry out. But I do love food, but I have the bulk of my problems with scleroderma are gastrointestinally related. So I have Barrett's esophagus, I have gastroparesis, I have all kinds of things. And I had irritable bowel syndrome when I was 17, is when I was diagnosed with it. So that's just gotten kind of worse through the years. So I do love to eat, but I have to be careful what I eat.
So you're from Arkansas. So what is your specialty down south? What do you love to make that is Southern?
Well, I don't know if this is Southern, but what I make is squash casserole, and I make broccoli and cheddar soup. Those are the things, those are my go-tos. I'm a big turkey and dressing fan, so Thanksgiving, I have 4 grandchildren, ranging in age from 16 to 1. So I do, Thanksgiving's my big deal, but I think in the last few years I've quit eating all the Southern foods that you would think of, like bacon and all that stuff. I quit doing that. I grew up, my grandpa had a farm, and so that was my whole childhood. In fact, I can barely eat watermelon anymore, because every summer that's what we had to do, was pick watermelons. That's all we ate for some. The Southern stuff for me is it's all I've ever known. And so I pretty much probably eat not as Southern as most people do, because I've really cut out a lot of the fried chicken and all the stuff that goes along with it.
Bless your heart. I don't know that my household could survive without bacon.
Mine
bacon's
either.
a staple in my household. What do you want to eat? Bacon.
Bacon. I love it. But I've just recently been diagnosed with aortic valve stenosis. And so that was one of the things that the doctor said, maybe you shouldn't. So
I understand. Yep, I get it. Yeah.
So with watermelon, do you salt or no salt?
I don't put salt on anything.
How about you, Barb?
Oh, I'm not supposed to have salt anymore, but I still do put salt on.
Yeah, salt on watermelon.
Well, now one of the things I do is, and I don't know if this is a Southern thing, but we eat a lot of cornbread, and I still do, and I put mayonnaise on my cornbread and mayonnaise on my tomatoes. I know, is that not weird? Sliced tomatoes, put mayonnaise on it.
Tomatoes, I get that. But
mayonnaise, tomatoes, but cornbread, no.
I mean, honestly, I love tomato sandwiches. Bread, mayonnaise, and tomatoes,
and bacon. Throw in the bacon.
Well, and you could throw in bacon or not, but I do like just a tomato sandwich.
Yeah.
But cornbread and mayonnaise, I've never heard.
Yeah.
It's funny, the interesting food. And then my last food question would be, is a hot dog a sandwich? Why or why not?
Oh gosh, I was listening the other night to somebody saying, and I've never been to Chicago, but they said you cannot put ketchup on a hot dog, and I thought that's true, because I like mustard on mine. But no, I don't think a hot dog's a sandwich. I don't think it could be classified as a sandwich, though it really looks like a sandwich. But for me, no, not a sandwich.
I'm with you, Keitha. It is not a sandwich.
Yeah.
No.
100% agreeing right here, but you need
Oh,
your.
okay, good.
Well, that's all I have for Random Randine questions.
Oh, those are good.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Keitha, for joining us today. We hope that all of you will join us again every day. We're going to be here every day sharing scleroderma stories with you. So happy June, happy Scleroderma Awareness Month, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.